The Celtics had their episode. Can we talk about the Hornets, or can we talk about what the Hornets are doing? Spanked LA, Mellow Masterclass, Con Ball, B Mill, best young trio in the league. Does Bridges fit the timeline? Question mark. Can they push for the play-in?
What timeline?
The timeline of their young guys.
Best young trio in the league.
So what are we supposed to do with Bridges if he don't fit the timeline? Just get another young guy?
No, he can kick rocks anyway, but they've been trying to trade Bridges multiple times. But yeah, they definitely have a nice young trio.
Bridges been solid. Why do Bridges got to kick rocks?
He had Jordan.
Yeah, he's a hooper.
You fighting an uphill battle. Everybody gonna act like Miles Bridges don't be hooping.
Don't hooper. He's a good hooper.
Miles Bridges
is cool. Yeah, he cool.
No,
he's a good hooper. But yeah, they definitely have a big three with the young.
You the one that said he got to kick rocks. That nigga averaging 20.
He what the third? He's the third best player in the Hornets.
Yeah, better than Brandon still.
I think he's consistently the second best player, and I think he's been that.
That nigga been averaging 20 for like 4 straight years.
Well, I think he's the third best player on the team. Man. There's nothing wrong. Like, yeah, whatever.
Good player.
He cool. But shout out to my demon,
Mr. Diabate.
Because he hit women. Like, it's not hard to figure out. That's why he's saying it. Like,
my God.
I feel the same about KP Jordan.
Yeah, it's not hard to understand why he said it. I don't know why you have to.
Yeah, it is. It still is hard for me to understand why he said it. It still is hard for me to understand.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the Utah Jazz. Karl Malone. Yeah, Karl Malone could kick rocks. Why does he have to kick rocks? Everyone knows why. Like it's the same thing with Miles.
We're talking about basketball. No.
Yeah, but it's not hard to understand why a player like Miles Bridges, when someone says he should kick rocks, it's not hard to understand that.
Y'all always in these people's business. That's why it's all. That's what's hard to understand when we talking about basketball. It's
hard to understand why it was said. Like that's what I'm saying.
So let's rewind back to the here, I guess. So let's rewind back to the best. So let's rewind back to the best young trio in the game. Is that Charlotte? Is that hard? Is that
always in somebody's business?
Is that trio? Are those three guys Bridges, LaMelo Ball, and Brandon Ingram? Are they better than what's going on in Orlando? Brandon Miller. I'm sorry.
What team did you
talk about? Paulo, and
them three guys of
Brandon Miller and Anthony Black.
Yeah, are they better than that trio? No, I don't think so. How about what's going on in Philly? I don't think the three of them dudes is better than Maxey and Edgecombe moving forward.
Oh, damn, just two of them? Damn.
Two of them dudes. No, I don't think they're better than them. So we can definitely continue. What about them kids down in New Orleans with Fears and
yeah, they better than them. They better than them. Unless you include in Zion for whatever reason, but no, they better.
Okay.
Zion, you want to talk about a fall off, Mars? My gosh,
I think Zion's been good.
I think he's playing good. I don't think he's playing bad at all.
He's nowhere near as like just.
Well, he's been coming off the bench.
That's
number one.
He's been starting.
He's back starting now. Yeah. Zion's cool. Like,
he's cool.
Zion been good since he came back from the injury. He's been good.
Yeah, this is obviously like some memory stuff, but yeah, man,
he's not like the top 10 player thing, like he's not that, so that's disappointing, I guess. But Zion been good. But yeah, I like LaMelo, Con, and Brandon Miller's a bit. I'm not as on Brandon Miller, but LaMelo and Con I like. So they got the makers or something.
I think they do too. Yeah,
and those lineups be working. I keep saying it. Obviously, I got to include my guy Musa because he my demon. But LaMelo, Con, Brandon Miller, and Musa, that's a plus 21 net rating on the season. That's good, really good. Now, LaMelo, Con, and Brandon Miller without Musa, negative 10. So you know he's really making the impact.
Thing that I'm concerned with when it comes to guys like Con Knipple is when it's like football swiper. When Kaepernick showed up, there wasn't really a lot of film on him, and like we really didn't know what to do with him. But once the league once the league started to figure out, okay,
they didn't figure out Cap. He got hurt. Remember, he had an injury. And then he got that dumb coach from Oregon. What was his name?
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly. He got Chip Kelly. And he threw for 16-4 that year. But the whole team was liquefied. Is what happened. And then all that stuff happened. And then he his career went downhill. He wasn't crazy, but
I'm bringing that up because I say that once we get film on you and we start to figure out who you are and what your tendencies are and what they're not. And I think that we can get a better grasp on you as opposed to a guy that just shows up and, we really don't know a lot about him. And I think that's what's going on with guys like Con Knipple. I'm more of a Kalkbrenner guwant and I like what I see from Kalkbrenner. I would actually put him in the trio instead of Miles Bridges because Miles Bridges is actually 27 years old. Then you want to talk about three young guys in Con, Brandon Miller, and Kalkbrenner. I think that's a little bit different. However, if you're thinking about young cores, Charlotte's won some games, sure. They have definitely won some games. They've been decimated by injury. But the question that needs to be answered is, does LaMelo Ball play a winning style of basketball? And the more I watch him, the ball dominant guy that he is, the distributor that he can be, there's too many inconsistencies for me to say that we can win with him. And on top of that, his injury history is just doesn't work. But it's fun to watch because don't let that score be indicative of what happened last night. They put a foot in the Lakers' ass. Yes, they did. They went into Los Angeles and kicked the Lakers' ass last night.
A good offense.
They're hooping, bro.
Fried a bad defense. I mean,
let me make sure, chill, because I know. Let me see the last 10 games, Mars. 12, 10, 12?
Probably like 11 now, considering what they did last night. But they've been
11 specifically. They are second in the NBA net rating, chill. 123 offensive rating. They're the best offense in the league in the last 11 games.
Imagine that. So
last 15 games. Last 15 games, they also had the best offense in the league, casual, Mars. And they're also fourth in net rating in the last 15 games. That's a good chunk of the season. That's a quarter of the season so far. More than a quarter of the season.
So
how directly does that coincide with LaMelo being available?
I was about to ask that question. Well, you just beat me to it, Mars. I'm sorry.
LaMelo, for reference, LaMelo has played in 15 games straight. They have the best offense in the league.
Imagine that.
LaMelo's a really good offensive player. Like, that's the moral of the story. Really good offensive player.
Well, we saw them be a real good team. Was it years back when they had Gordon Hayward, and then Gordon Hayward broke down, and then
when they were a playing team.
Yeah, when they were a playing team. But they were on their way to making some noise. They were on their way to making some real noise. I think they were as high at one point as 5th in the East. And then LaMelo, and then Hayward broke down, and then LaMelo ended up getting hurt for a small stretch, and then it kind of went the other way. Other than that, but I just need to see. I need to see it be more consistent before I can, because everything that you guys are telling me, like what you're telling me, Swiper,
that's a good amount of time.
That's half his season.
That's half his season. Here's the problem, though, Swiper. They're still at the bottom of the East. Still,
yeah, but they're also winning. But chill, that's not fair. They're in the last 15. They have where are they in wins? They have how many wins? 7 wins. That's 500.
7 and 8. Yeah, they're 7 and 8.
That's 500
7 and 8. And
yeah, that's still flawed. The roster needs some added depth. I think Kalkbrenner is good. I just don't like. They don't have the defensive personnel to have a drop big like him. In my opinion, it just doesn't fit. That's why I think Musa is better, because Musa can play up, he can switch. He's more mobile. Like, it's not that he's a way better player than Ryan Kalkbrenner. It's different. But they have the makings of something that's interesting, and that's why their offense is so good. Defensively, they got a lot of things to work on. Khan's not a great defender. Brandon Miller is, of their young group, Brandon Miller's their best defender, and he's not great, but he's their best defender. LaMelo's not great. Miles Bridges isn't great on defense, so they're lacking a lot of defensive personnel. But offensively, they've got the makings of a really good team. They get up threes. They crash the offensive glass. LaMelo is a great playmaker and decision maker. Another issue is that Brandon Miller and LaMelo both can't score inside the three-point line consistently.
What is that about?
Well, LaMelo is just not very physically strong, so he doesn't get all the way to the rim very often, which means he settles for a lot of floaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when he gets by guys, it's gonna end up being like an 18-foot floater. So you end up realizing that the efficiency on those shots just isn't great when you're not getting all the way downhill. He doesn't generate a whole bunch of free throws, so you're not getting that efficient offense. So he's gonna end up shooting a lot of threes. Brandon Miller, I'm still on the side of he can't create for himself consistently. But as a spot up shooter guy, a movement shooter, like that's the talent he has, but he can't score inside the line. I want to say I seen a graphic on Twitter. I don't know, maybe Swipe has seen it as well. It was like the least efficient 2-point scorers. LaMelo and Brandon Miller were both on the list. And like they're shooting like sub 50% from 2. Like it's bad. So that's like the things that need to be solved. But they're young. They can figure things out, draft some new players.
You know, the Nuggets played them on a back-to-back with the Wizards on Saturday and Sunday, and that Hornets game is going to be a toss-up for sure, because they can move the ball, they can hoop, and yeah, I think Charlotte, man, they're not a playoff team, a play-in team this year either, but I really like the foundation they're building with their core, and I think for me that's the biggest thing they need. They just need to continue to find out like who are the guys on the team that they can trust. I think getting Khan was like, you know,
that was a huge deal. That was a huge
6'5" IRS agent, but you know, he's lethal. Like he's a phenomenal player.
If you didn't know him and you saw him on the street, you'd be like, yo, he definitely works for the government. No doubt.
He have a suit on. I'm like, yeah, man, who he work for?
Yes, he definitely works for the government. Mars, I think it's kind of interesting when because you're a big component of big guys in terms of sticking to their strengths. And Kalkbrenner isn't much of a drop big, but he's actually really good around the basket in terms of protecting the rim. He's really good around the basket in terms of defensive rebounding. I'd like to think that he can guard in smaller spaces. He can't guard in huge spaces, but he can guard in smaller spaces, which would be around the rim, which would be in the mid post. If I had a better wing defender, I think maybe that could supplement him and make him better, because I think that would enhance his ability to rebound. I think that would enhance his ability to rim protect. But I think that where we are right now, because we're in that space, I mean, I think that those things those deficiencies of his get highlighted.
Yeah, I agree. That's the thing. Is the roster just doesn't fit him right now. They don't have a screen navigator who can fight over a screen, allow Ryan Kalkbrenner to hover around the rim. And because they don't have that, he's trying to play the 2-on-1 and pick and roll every time. He's not mobile enough to do that, which is why Musa just makes more sense for that roster specifically. They draft someone who's capable defensively. They get a Jaden Quaintance in the draft, like that type of personnel. He becomes more viable, not because he becomes magically a better player, but you now have someone who can defend and increase physicality, all of those type of stuff. So it's just like that's my
Knupple's taking 8 threes a game. Mars shooting 43% from 3, and
that's what
he's the best shooting. He's the best shooting rookie since Steph.
Well, the Porter doesn't count, I imagine, because he didn't play that first year, right?
Oh, MPJ.
Yeah.
I
Clay
blanked.
Buddy, well, what did Buddy shoot his rookie year?
That 28-year-old rookie, I guess.
Yeah. Because I think he played 3 years at Oklahoma.
All 4, I remember. All 4.
Oh, he did play all 4.
He was 24 as a rookie, but Buddy shot 39 from 3 his rookie year.
How many attempts?
So 4.5.
Oh,
the league was different, so I'm not going to hold him to the attempts thing, because Steph was only shooting like 4 threes a game as a rookie. But Connor's going to obliterate the rookie 3-point record. I think Keegan Murray has it right now. Connor's going to completely obliterate it. MPJ shot 42% on 3 attempts as a rookie, but he only played 16 minutes. But yeah, he was a lights out shooter. Yeah, I want to say Connor's the best shooting rookie since
Steph Curry or Keegan Murray.
Yeah, since Steph. Keegan Murray has the record, but that's once again product of error and whatnot. But
that was the 22 season he came in, right? 22, 23?
Yeah, 22, 23.
Yeah, he was crazy that season, chill. Everybody thought they had a building block.
He shot 500 threes that year.
Made 206, shot 40%.
He shot 500 of them that year, absolutely. So I'm still, to your point, Miles, when you're talking about guys who fit better in terms of drive back. I'm dying on that hill. Kalkbrenner, the Boston Celtics, they got your starting 5-man right there. That was him. He would have been perfect for your system. He would have been great for what you guys do. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I just want to highlight just how much Con is going to help this franchise. It has helped this franchise. He might actually be like the saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. He might be, and it started when they drafted LaMelo. LaMelo was a turning point. It took some time, obviously, but he was their first piece. Then they came and they picked up Brandon Miller. This last draft, they got Kalkbrenner, and then they got Con Knipple. Like, Con is really, he's the piece where now you're starting to see everything. And I think, like, in this next draft, they'll probably get a lottery pick. They might make the play-in, which will be good for them again, like how they did a couple years ago. But if they can get one more good piece in this next draft.
How long you holding on to LaMelo, Ron? And Mars, to your point, yes, I've seen him for actually a month straight. Yes. How about can I see him for 2 months straight? How about that for an idea? How about 3 months straight?
We'll see if he makes it to All-Star break. I don't think none of this works without LaMelo.
It doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't is because he got the ball in his hand so much. But the problem is that he stays beat up. So now they got to go in a different direction. So if I can't count on him to be here, if I'm moving in a different direction, what happens if Charlotte gets like the number 3 pick in the draft? Which way are they going?
I mean, it depends who's available at 3. If it's Darren Peterson, you take Darren Peterson. If it's AJ, you take AJ. If it's Cam, you take Cam. If you really believe in Caleb Wilson and you're like Ron, maybe you go with a Caleb Wilson. Like, there's options. Caleb Wilson in Charlotte, I would love, by the way.
Oh, look,
just like how big is
you think he better than Brandon Miller right now, Mars? For that system, what they doing in Charlotte right now?
No, but I think they both work. Caleb at the 4, Brandon Miller at the 3.
How tall is Caleb?
2, LaMelo not. Caleb 6'10".
6'10". He's 6'10".
Caleb Wilson, like, he remind me a little bit of like Blake
core.
Griffin, like a little bit. He reminded me a little bit of like Blake Griffin, like
Yeah,
young
that'd be
Blake.
a crazy turnaround.
But he's
for
got
that
like
core.
more. He's got like I think more to tap into in terms of like the skill set part of it. But like right now, he's like raw, but you can see like the upside and whatnot. You get him in a system like Charlotte where they're running and gunning. They got all the space as well. Caleb Wilson is like a screener, roller, lob threat, run the floor in transition, putbacks, the motor, like that would be great. I think, but like all of them, I think make sense in their own way. Cam Boozer would be the one I was probably question the fit the most. But like Darren makes sense as like the off guard who can play off LaMelo, but can also relieve LaMelo of some of those ball handling duties, shoot the hell out of the ball as well, can get downhill, score. So something that Brandon Miller and LaMelo lack. AJ, obviously the wing scorer, he can be their go-to scorer, probably the best scorer on the team. Not right away, maybe, but like year 2, year 3. They won't make sense. If I'm Charlotte, I'm not saying I'm tanking, but I'm definitely prioritizing my draft pick over the play-in if I'm the Hornets. Like absolutely.
So if they get too super high of a pick in the top 3, you wouldn't care if they took Darren Peterson. You think like that would still work? Like basically Dylan Harper coming off the bench for the Spurs.
Yeah, I think it works. Darren Peterson got good guard size. He's 6'4", 6'5". Kong got good size. He's 6'5". LaMelo's got good size. He's 6'7". Like you can make it. Well, you could run 3 guard lineups with those 3, if you wanted to, but then also bring one off the bench, probably Darren, obviously, until like he's ready to start. But you can make those lineups work, and then you have multiple ball handlers and decision makers. And I think the way the league is going, you can never have too many decision makers and ball handlers. I think that's something that's an emphasis for most teams. You have everyone can make decisions, everyone can put the ball on the floor. That makes you a better team, not a worse team. So I would love Darren Peterson in Charlotte.
See, if I had that number 1 pick, and it's one of 2 things. Based on the way that the roster set up, I would want to go with the big. So either Caleb or Boozer, just simply because I believe that they already have their 3 guards of the future. Now, whether and that does make sense, Mars. You do want more people, more ball handlers. But like, I wouldn't want to get Darren just to have him come off the bench. I definitely wouldn't want to bring Brandon Miller off the bench. We definitely not bringing Khan off the bench. So it just kind of it throws a wrinkle in. You would have to figure some things out, and ultimately you would end up having to move somebody.
Do you think Jaden will be a good fit there, Mars?
Yeah, I think Jaden would be an amazing fit just for the defensive stuff, and he also has like untapped offensive like potential, like is like a passer and whatnot, screener, playing the short role, shooting. Like if he figures out the offensive stuff, because he's young as well. Like he was too young to get drafted last year, but he was playing in college. I know he tore his ACL, but like I'm pretty sure a team would have drafted him if he was eligible last year, just based on the defensive stuff. But he was literally too young, so you're still gonna get someone who's a sophomore, but it's still freshman age. So it's still a lot of room to develop. And then the defensive stuff is like, he's ridiculous on defense, like guard multiple positions, can guard up, guard down, move his feet, protect the rim, physicality at his age. Like he's 18, but one of the strongest 18-year-olds you'll ever see. So it's like, you put all of that on Charlotte, a team that's devoid of defensive talent, he instantly is their best defender. Like from the jump, he's their best defender. I think that would make a lot of sense if you get like the 5th or the 6th pick, depending on.
I think that would be great, man. If LaMelo has like a true like big that he can use that doesn't have to come off the floor for anything at all. Like I think that would be great for his career, and obviously for Brandon, for Khan, a real screen setter too. Chill, like Khan. I think Khan for me, bro, he has moved so far up my like board that I'm sitting here just like, dude, I don't know what his ceiling is like as a player. He might never become a dominant on-ball player, but he could be MPJ.
I thought he was
If rookie of the year was today, I think he'd have my vote. Like if the voting ended today.
Over Coop?
Based on the fact that Con's done it the whole season, Coop took like a month and a half to like once December hit, Coop hit like the level of that we're seeing like now. But Con has played 40 games and like from the jump, Con has been amazing for them as a shooter, is like playing off movement, really good decision maker, obviously playing off 2 feet, like all of the stuff that he was really good at in college. And then he added that he's making threes off the bounce now as well. Like that was the thing he wasn't doing in college. He's doing that in the league. I think Con would probably be my rookie of the year if the voting ended today. Now, obviously, half a season to go. We'll see if.
And now Cooper, is he down with that ankle injury?
I didn't watch the Dallas game yesterday. Let me see.
Hey, Swapping, when you said Con could be MPJ, what you mean?
At minimum,
crazy off-ball shooter. Like
just he didn't play against the Jazz, but it says he's day to day. So day to day.
Okay, that's good then. Crazy off-ball shooter. Like he can dribble the ball a little bit, just pull-ups, basic stuff, not anything crazy. He's tall. I think somebody that like you could initiate like some of those off-ball offenses with. I mean, Porter, his thing has always been volume. The more volume he gets, the more points he's going to put up. But remember, Porter next to like Jokic and Murray and all that, he was just never going to see like 17, 18 shots a game. I do think if you give Khan an opportunity, man, like he's like a MPJ in terms of just overall talent. Like he's not like former projected first overall pick MPJ. But I think as an offensive player, as a scorer, like a lot of things, he can do really well. Like I think he's really good. I was shocked. I honestly didn't think Khan was going to be this good. But he won me over in the first 10 games of the year.
Me neither.
I didn't expect this right away at all.
Me neither.
I said pre-draft, I said Devin Booker, Jared McCain hybrid. Now Jared McCain hasn't had a good second year, so maybe that seems disrespectful. But like rookie year Jared McCain, like Devin Booker, Jared McCain hybrid. That's why I'm standing on. I think he's been amazing.
I didn't see him putting the ball on the floor that well. I think that's probably why why he gave me the Luke Kennard vibes, because he's a sniper.
Plus one other reason, but
yeah, he's a no, it ain't because he's white. That's not no, that's not it. Absolutely not. But yeah, I didn't see his ability to put the ball on the floor, but it would translate to the pros like it does. And I mean, he's giving me a way different vibe.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. Yeah, this that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.